Thomas Tuchel with a 100% record. Teed it up, saved by Mendy, breaks loose, Kane's there, 1-0 England. But it just evaded the clutches of Edward.
For nearly a decade, the tactical identity of the English national team was rigidly defined. Now, that framework has been wiped clean. Under Gareth Southgate, the squad prioritized deep, reactive defensive blocks. The system relied on numerical superiority in the defensive third and cautious, risk-averse positioning to stifle opponents. This pragmatic structure consistently pushed the team deep into tournaments, securing consecutive European Championship final appearances in 2020 and 2024, but it repeatedly failed to deliver a trophy. On January 1, 2025, the Football Association hired Thomas Tuchel, executing a complete philosophical reversal. He discarded the low block entirely, installing a modern, possession-dominant framework that forces engagement high up the pitch. This graphic tracks the immediate statistical fallout during the World Cup qualification cycle. Across 8 matches, the team registered 8 wins and scored 22 goals. Most crucially, they conceded exactly 0 goals. By stepping forward instead of retreating, Tuchel constructed a system of absolute defensive invulnerability through overwhelming offensive pressure. This new tactical identity was stress-tested and perfected on the pitch at Wembley Stadium. In this modern setup, protecting the goal requires suffocating the opponent's build-up phase before they can even organize a forward pass. Tuchel prioritizes territorial dominance and coordinated high-pressing triggers as the primary shields for the goalkeeper, attempting to neutralize threats before they ever reach the defensive third. To understand the mechanics of defending perfectly without relying on a low block, we need to map the exact mathematical architecture of Tuchel's starting 11. Let's use England's World Cup group stage starting lineup against Panama as our definitive base model. This tactical pitch shows our foundation. Jordan Pickford anchors the net, supported by a flat back four of Konsa, Gehi, Quansah, and O'Reilly. Just ahead sits the structural linchpin, Elliot Anderson, operating as the solitary defensive pivot. This isolation places extreme demands on Anderson. He is entirely responsible for shielding the center backs during defensive transitions and linking the build-up play under pressure. Anderson liberates a dense 4-man midfield of Saka, Bellingham, Rodgers, and Rashford. This shape allows Bellingham and Rodgers to operate exclusively within the half spaces, the most lethal creative zones. Finally, Harry Kane sits at the peak to serve as the focal point. Tuchel didn't force a pre-packaged template onto the squad. He built this specific layout to maximize the existing technical profiles on the English roster. The resulting 4-1-4-1 is a deliberate calculation, stacking elite attacking talent high up the pitch while betting on a single pivot to maintain equilibrium. But a static formation only tells half the story. The system's true defensive power activates out of possession. Harry Kane acts as the physical trigger. His sprint toward the opposing center back signals the team. Instantly, the midfield quartet steps up, collapsing on the available passing lanes and suffocating the opponent deep in their own territory. This highly coordinated trap completely starves the ball carrier of oxygen, forcing panic decisions and creating immediate high-value turnovers. Back on the board, watch the defense. To keep the team vertically compact, the back four must step incredibly high, pushing all the way to the halfway line. The secondary outcome of this massive upfront aggression is total control of the football. Restricting the opponent's time on the ball completely limits their opportunities to attack. Every second England controls possession is a second they aren't defending. However, structural physics dictate that a high press creates a mandatory weakness. Notice this massive void. When the defensive line steps to the halfway mark, they abandon 50 yards of turf behind them. This sprawling red zone behind Gehi and Quansah is the immediate target for any opposition analyst looking for a counterstrike. Tuchel's matrix willingly trades deep defensive safety for absolute territorial control, wagering that the high press forces a mistake before opponents exploit the gap. That theoretical wager is about to face a practical, high-stakes examination on the World Cup stage. Enter the Democratic Republic of Congo. Following a third-place finish at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, they arrive at the tournament as historic debutants. Their overarching philosophy is orchestrated by manager Sébastien Desabre. He has engineered a tactical profile built entirely on pure verticality, elite physicality, and rapid, direct counterattacks. With players like Cedric Bakambu, Yannick Bolasie, and Chancel Mbemba, they possess the precise physical profiles required to execute high-speed transitional strikes. The Democratic Republic of Congo arrives with a profile specifically engineered to dismantle high-pressing systems through direct verticality. The upcoming match presents a pure clash of ideologies. England wants to micromanage every inch of the grass, while DR Congo wants to launch over the midfield completely. This overlay visualizes the conflict. England's high 4-1-4-1 block sits directly in the path of DR Congo's vertical passing vectors. If the English press is even a fraction of a second late, a single high-speed long ball can dismantle the entire structure. Here on the board, that pass drops straight into the red vulnerability zone. From there, tactical complexity vanishes, and the play devolves into a pure chaotic foot race toward Jordan Pickford. Throughout qualification, opponents failed to generate a single successful transition against the structure, resulting in a perfect defensive record. The true test for Tuchel's squad isn't their ability to score, it is whether their flawless pressing matrix can maintain its structural integrity against an opponent designed to completely ignore it.